Yo, what's up guys? KikoSuarez here. Welcome back to a brand new video. And today, the season's almost starting. The season starts on Thursday for La Liga and this weekend for the Premier League, the Serie A, Ligan, the Bundesliga, and so on and so on. But also on Wednesday, we have the European Super Cup between Atalanta and Real Madrid. So right now, what a better way to start a new series than starting the Kiko's Power Rankings. If you didn't know, last season on TikTok, if you don't follow me yet on TikTok, what are you doing? I'm Kiko Suarez, shameless plug. I used to react every week for the Champions League with my Kiko Champions League Power Rankings. But now what I'm gonna do is just every other week, maybe once a month, I will do a power rankings based on how the clubs are all performing throughout their leagues, international competitions, national cups, that being the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Copa del Rey, Copa d'Italia, DFB Pokal, and La Coupe de France. All those leagues, all those tournaments will influence in where you stand on the ladder, right? So right now, just one caveat, just one rule for the very first episode, because I feel it will be unfair to the champions of each league to not be in the top five. Because if you won your league, you deserve to be in that top five. You're the best of your club or of your league. So those five are gonna be the top five. You can already start thinking about the list, and then the bottom five will be based on the best of the rest, right? You got it. And I feel like there's only one team that most of you are gonna agree or disagree, but even then, at that point, I feel like it's okay that it's there, if you know what I'm saying. But starting from the very bottom, this is a top 10, by the way. We start with Liverpool. Liverpool last season didn't look their best, didn't look like the usual Liverpool that we used to, right? And after what happened with club, him leaving, him announcing at the half of the season, doing everything that they can, they have to go through change. They have to do a new standard, a new philosophy. And I'm gonna butcher his name, Anders Slot. That guy has them playing amazing football in preseason. But Liverpool last season, 38 games, 24 wins, 10 draws, 4 losses in the Premier League. 86 goals, 41 conceded. And then stats, if we go, last season you had Mohamed Salah, was their best player, who I think is going to be their best player. Top scorer was Mohamed Salah with 18, Darwin Núñez with 11, Diogo Jota with 10, and then Mohamed Salah with 10 assists. I think as long as they're able to stay healthy and Anderson has the ability to implement the philosophy the way that he wants to, I think this Liverpool team could do a lot of problems for a lot of teams. It's just right now I'm putting them 10 just because preseason doesn't really tell me anything. And when it comes down to the transfer market, they still are yet to do any transfers, any big transfers that is. But if they get Martin Zubimendi, they're going to go up in the pecking order. Next up, we have, this is where some of you are going to get mad, Barcelona. I think Barcelona is a top 9 team. They have a good squad. As long as they stay healthy, they're getting back Pedri, they're getting back Gavi. They will be getting back Araujo later in the season, God knows when. And they were supposed to get Nico Williams. Today, Nico Williams announced that he's getting the number 10 at Athletic Bilbao. And then they signed Dani Olmo. So overall, they're still a good team. Hansi Flick is having them play a very high pressure game, high pressure style during the preseason, and he's trusting the academy. I just don't know if that's gonna translate to a season, to a whole league season, Champions League, and everything. But at the same time, hey, if it works, it works. If not, that's what the second week, third week is gonna be for the power rankings. But right now, I have them at 9. At number 8, I have Atletico Madrid, who I think, if we saw what Atletico Madrid was playing for, the way that they were playing, the way that Diego Simeone had them play, with the new signings, bro, the Atletico Madrid went from they're just gonna be third to second in La Liga, to being like, hey, they're gonna be competing against Real Madrid and Barcelona for that league, for the championship. But also they just became a dark horse for the Champions League, and they can absolutely compete in Copa del Rey because Sorloth, Julian Alvarez, Lenormand, Conor Gallagher, and somebody else, Javier Guerra, I think is his name. Bro, all the signings, they scream Diego Simeone, and they got the players that I thought that were missing. Freaking Sorloth, Alexander Sorloth is an amazing signing for Atletico Madrid. You get the second top goal scorer of no, yes, yeah, the second top goal scorer of La Liga, the second on the runner-up for Pichichi. You get Julian Alvarez, an amazing talent from Manchester City in Argentina. You get Lenormand, an amazing center back who just won the Euros with Spain. And then Conor Gallagher, a freaking road runner that won't stop, and he's a Diego Simeone type player. It just makes sense. It just, as long as everything works out and is cohesive, boom, it's gonna be a match made in heaven. Then number 7, we go to the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich. I believe Bayern with Thomas Tuchel still at the realms. Not Thomas Tuchel, sorry, Vincent Company. They still have too much depth, too much squad to not be good. You know what I'm saying? Harry Kane's still there. The signing of Olise, who just balled out at the Olympics, by the way, he looks amazing. And I don't like Vincent Company as a coach, and I don't think he deserved to get such a high praise job like the Bayern Munich job is out of the gate after getting relegated with Burnley. But at the same time, Bayern is Bayern, and if there's something that culture-wise is there, is that their squad, their players are veteran enough, experienced enough that when something doesn't work out, the board is gonna sack the manager like that. And 2, the players themselves know how to fix it. So as long as Manuel Neuer stays healthy, their defense, Rafael Guerreiro, Eric Dyer, Kimmich, Upamecano, Alfonso Davies supposedly might leave. If Davies leave, that's a completely different conversation. But all those players, then you have in the midfield, the signing of Palhinha, Michael Olise, like I said, Jamal Musiala doing that jump probably this season. And then Harry Kane, Gnabry, Kingsley Coman supposedly on the verge of leaving. I don't know about that. But then Matisse Tell, I'm very excited for him to get more playing time this year. So overall, as long as Vincent Company doesn't fuck up, Bayern Munich should compete, and they should be number 7 in my list at the moment. Then number 6, this is before we jump into the champions. Number 6, the best of the rest, I'm saying Arsenal at the moment, because Arsenal, how do I say this? They're on the verge of signing Mikel Merino, which I think it's an amazing signing if they do. I don't think he is the signing that they should be looking for, because they're getting Thomas Partey, even though it seems like he might leave, but at the same time he might stay. They did buy Calafiori, the center back, the Italian center back, or left back, whichever way you want to see him, depending on what position Arteta wants to play him. But what I think they're missing is a striker, and not a striker that plays ball or holds the ball or anything. Just a hoof it to me and I'm gonna score type striker. Like a Darwin Nunez would be amazing for them. A Sorloth would have been amazing for them. A Dovic, a Drogba type player that like he was just there to do one thing, and that one thing was to terrorize the center backs and to just whenever you got a chance score. Meanwhile, Gabriel Jesus could be the best striker in the world if he knew how to shoot, because it seems like he forgets that he can shoot the ball whenever he gets a chance because he's a striker. But I think that's what Arsenal is stopping them from being like a champion, like the Premier League or even Champions League champion, just a guy, a cold-blooded killer up front. But if they are able to buy one, if they get Osimhen, then all bets are off, and I'm probably going to put them higher the second the next power ranking comes about. But that is number 6. Now we jump to the champions, to the pound for pound. They have a little C next to the name if you watch the UFC. At number 5, I have the worst of the best in quotation marks, Paris Saint-Germain. Obviously, they lost their marquee guy, their franchise player in Kylian Mbappe, but they are signing players. They're looking cohesive. They're looking like a team that is a project this time. It's not a bunch of stars. It is a project. And with Dembele, Gonzalo Ramos, Barcola, they just signed this guy that was balling out at the Olympics with, I'm forgetting his name, Ebue or something like that. The midfield with Vitinha and all of them. If Paris Saint-Germain is able to keep I'm looking at the squad right now, just so I know who I'm talking about. If Paris Saint-Germain is able to stay healthy, but overall just play like a team, not play as a one, play like a team, they should be good because Colomwani, Gonzalo Ramos, Dembele, Kang Lee, Barcola. Then in the midfield, you do have Joao Neves, who I forgot they just signed Joao Neves, Vitinha, Ugarte, Fabian Ruiz, who just balled out his brains out at the freaking Euros. That was amazing. And then the defense, Hakash Hakimi, Lucas Hernandez, Skriniar, Bernat, Marquinhos, Pereira, Kipembe might come back, and then of course you have Gianluigi Donnarumma in goal, which they're still number 5. They're probably gonna go down if they don't start performing well off the get-go. But still, like I said, I'm gonna respect the champions right now. Then number 4, Bayern never losing. Xavi Alonso, do you have something for me this season again? Can you repeat the miracle that you did last season? Because for what I know, and I might be completely wrong, I don't think Bayer Leverkusen. I don't think they have done any big transfers. Okay, they got Martin Terrier from Rennes. They got Alex Garcia, who is a big signing from Girona. And this was Borja Iglesias back in January. So they got 2 signings. Martin Terrier was great in FIFA. I didn't really follow him in Ligue 1, but he was great in FIFA always. And Alex Garcia, bro, that is an amazing, amazing signing. And when it comes down to players out, I don't see any name that stands out that like we should be like, oh my god, that like disrupts their whole squad. So as long as Xabi Alonso and the team stays healthy, I could see Bayer Leverkusen go back to back. Now it's gonna take a lot, and by a lot I mean just Vincent Kompany being the incompetent manager that I think he's gonna be. Or not. Let me not call him incompetent because he's not bad. It's just I don't understand how he got such a good job after getting relegated with freaking Burnley. But it is what it is. I think as long as Vincent Kompany performs the way that I think he's going to perform with Bayern Munich, I think Bayer Leverkusen has everything on the table to go back to back. Number 3 is Inter de Milan. Inter de Milan, the champions of Serie A, champions of not Coppa Italia because that one was won by Juventus, but had the MVP of the Serie A and the top goal scorer of the Serie A in Lautaro Martinez, who just was the top goal scorer of the Copa America. And the overall Inter squad is just an amazing cohesive squad. Freaking Filippo, or I think it's Filippo. What's his name? Inter Milan. There we go. Squad. Simone Inzaghi has them play amazing football. Jan Sommer, still a great goalkeeper to have. Pavard, Bastoni, Acerbi as the center backs. Obviously, De Vrij is injured right now. That's the only reason why I'm not saying it. But then midfield, you have Darmian, Mkhitaryan, Karnahoglu, Zielinski just signed, Barella, Dumfries, Di Marco, Carlo Augusto. And then the other ones is what it is. And then you have Arnautovic, Joaquin Correa, Taremi going from Porto. I forgot that they had that signature. Marcos Thuram, Lautaro Martinez. Like I said, this squad as a whole is bound to be the favorites to go back to back in the Serie A unless Juventus finally strives back to what they used to be before and regain their title. But I don't think so. I think Inter Milan is on a roll right now, and Inter Milan will be the one to win it. And now we have 1 and 2. And if you didn't know who 1 and 2 were before this video started, I really don't know what to tell you because it should be a simple answer. It's Real Madrid and Manchester City. And if you have any common sense, Manchester City goes second and the La Liga and Champions League winner goes first. Real Madrid. Because not only has Real Madrid not sold any huge pieces of their squad, the only players that have left are Nacho and Joselu. That I remember. I don't remember anyone else. No other starter has left to what I remember. Play Joselu, Nacho, and Toni Kroos that retired. Obviously, I'm saying transfers out and completely forgot to mention that Toni Kroos retired. But when it comes down to that, you basically keep the same team that won the Champions League and won La Liga, and you add Kylian Mbappe on top of it. You add arguably player in the world in Kylian Mbappe with the most talent, or the one that has been in that conversation for the last couple of years. You add Vini and Jude, who are fighting for the second and third and fourth best player in the world. And then you have Arda Güler, Federico Valverde, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, and all of them. That team, it is insanely talented, and Florentino Perez has done it again. When it comes down to Manchester City, they haven't done that much business this season, which is actually insane when you think about the fact that Manchester City hasn't gone out and just splashed the money like they usually do. They bought Mateus Nunes, which I thought they already had him, so that is surprising. I think. Oh no, that was in September of 2023. Yeah, they haven't bought a single player. Solo Claudio Jeremias Echeverri in January 25th, so that's not even for this transfer. And then players out, Julian Alvarez, and that's it for like important players. So they haven't done any business this transfer window. That is, it's still one of the best teams, and they still have Pep Guardiola, but not doing any business, that could hurt them in the long run, because the way that the Champions League is set up this year with the whole league format and everything, it's gonna take a toll. So Manchester City, beware. They're gonna do great. They're gonna do fantastic. I'm having them as favorites to win the Premier League again, but that is crazy. But at the moment, that is my power ranking. Just to run it down again, from 10 to first. 10 is Liverpool, 9 Barcelona, 8 Atletico Madrid, 7 Bayern Munich, 6 Arsenal, 5 Paris Saint-Germain, 4 Bayer Leverkusen, 3 Inter Milan, 2nd Manchester City, and at the top of the Kiko Power Rankings, it's sitting with Real Madrid. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Peace.